into this set. One of these two gentlemen will pick up their very first 1v1 set loss in the most crucial of matches.
Yeray goes Lava to open up. He's run a lot of Lava Miner, 4-1 this season with this deck, and that's why you're seeing Executioner. This was a pretty easy choice of snipe. We'll see if Tornado's put together with this.
Yeah, it's going to be a very, very tough go of it. We talked a lot about matchups, and that was actually a really nice snowball from Yeray.
And Surgical Goblin getting aggressive with Valk Balloon right-hand lane. Will the Goblin Cage Baby Dragon be enough?
Doesn't feel like it's going to be enough to completely stop this balloon.
Snowball not available, just used on offense, and now that's a big-time connection. Goblins had to be played high to deal with the Brawler and Valkyrie, and now Miner Valk left-hand side, but tower down, and a King Tower activation does not pull the Valkyrie.
Does not, and the Valkyrie getting a lot of shots in on that. Surgical Goblin off to a nice lead, but Yeray is very close behind.
And Ice Spirit zap to reset, but left-hand tower gets burned to 269. So both towers in trouble for Surge, but has to feel good about having the Executioner and Tornado for these Lava Hound pushes.
Yeah, and the one saving grace that Yeray has is that he is running Lava Miner, so he might be able to get that Miner in on the Executioner, but you know Surgical Goblin is going to fight tooth and nail to preserve the health of his Executioner, and he has a great way of doing it with the Ice Spirit and Goblins.
Yeray has a pretty deep deck pool this season, 10 different archetypes run, but he's leaned heavily on Royal Giant and Lava Miner.
So a Nado from Surge. Will we see a Nado or a Snowball is already out of cycle, and Balloon's coming in.
Surge should make him spend a bit more elixir. There we go. An Executioner back in cycle for the Lava Hound.
Yeray's got 30 seconds to take this left-hand tower, not getting too excited yet.
And Goblins distract the Inferno Dragon, but Miner on tower. That's going to be tower down left-hand side.
And Surge cycles back to another Executioner on the right to clean up those pups very, very quickly. And Surgical Goblin off to a very, very big lead here in this two-tower race.
And Yeray going back the opposite direction with the Goblin Cage, and the Miner on defense does not pick up Surgical Goblin's Miner. Snowball in, Balloon not going to connect, but death damage, no, just outside of range.
King Tower in a lot of hurting as well, and now Yeray going for it. Gonna need to get his Miner back around in cycle as fast as he can.
And that Xe Nado just shredded the entire push of Yeray.
And that felt like that was the only moment that Yeray would have had to take the game. Now, obviously not over yet, but it's going to be very difficult for him to bounce back.
And no Miner catch. Surge goes to the back of the tower. Yeray goes to the front. That's going to be it. Surgical Goblin takes game number one.
Game number one. Xe Nado going up against the Lava Hound. Very, very tough matchup for Yeray and Fnatic, but as you said, Yeray's had a lot of success with Lava Hound, and Surgical Goblin calls his bluff, plays the hard counter.
That was beautiful. Very, very good deck choice. And, you know, sometimes if you sit next to Eric Benamou, the coach of Liquid, while other people are playing, you can hear him call out matchups, put people on decks back and forth. He's known for it. And, you know, Yeray, if I can see he runs a lot of Lava Miner and a lot of Royal Giant, I guarantee you Liquid sees that too.
Yep, and that Lava Hound just got shredded. You saw the one moment there at the very end where Yeray loaded up in the pocket on Surge's side of the map, but one Xe Nado and all of it was gone in a second. Surgical Goblin feeling real good here after game number one.
Yeray, a lot of pressure on, has to win 2 in a row or Fnatic is going home. Let's get in to game number 2. Yeray takes a look at his opponent. Does that often. Usually it's because he's ahead this time. Knows he has a big mountain to climb.
Yeah, and he needs to make sure that he's not playing right into the strategy of Team Liquid, and Surgical Goblin gets a defensive Expo down early.
Yeah, high furnace, and Expo just takes care of it, and Yeray knows that was easy pickings for Surgical Goblin.
Yeah, you wonder if that oops could be a matchup recognition already for Yeray. He's 99% sure what Surge has coming out.
And Surge is 1-0 with 2.9 this season.
And if Yeray is running Royal Giant, could be interesting, but
Yeray might be running Graveyard with this deck. He played something similar earlier.
Yeah, you figured if he was running RG, that might have been the moment for it to come out. And
oh boy,
some nice skeletons come in to add some big damage on that tower.
Yeray doesn't eat that much compared to what he delivers on Surgical Goblin, and ahead by 1 elixir. So despite the challenges, Yeray not in the worst position at this stage. And you see now going with the Furnace right in front of King Tower outside of that Expo range. And here you'll see this a lot. Surgical Goblin now believing this is Graveyard, most likely going defensive Expo into the healthy side.
Yeray figuring out how he's ever going to mount this offense.
In the snowball cycle.
Now goes Furnace behind his stronger tower. It's going to be a lot less exciting to fireball for Surgical Goblin.
Log down. Does Surge do a little bit more to protect this Expo? Looks like no, and going to go ahead and reset on defense.
Yeah, and you see here Yeray getting 2 Furnaces down now and not in range of the defensive Expo.
But plenty of fireball value still, and now you see Tesla.
So fireball not in cycle. Yeray decides to load up at the river, but again, with that healthy defensive Expo on the board, it makes it very, very difficult to break through.
And here you go, offensive Expo for Surgical Goblin. Skeleton's not quite high enough. Yeray misses the pickup.
That is it. There's no way to reset this Expo, and Surgical Goblin has the match in hand.
What a set of play. Surgical Goblin puts Fnatic in the ground and takes 1 step closer to World Finals.
And the second you saw those skeletons placed, you could feel they were too low. Yeray may be thinking that it would take a step up, but does not. And Team Liquid eliminates Fnatic in a very, very heated back and forth.
Wow, absolute wow. Surgical Goblin played that very, very clean, took advantage of every single opportunity to put some spell pressure on that left-hand side, and in the end was a half-second fast, and you gotta wonder if those skeletons are played 1 tile ahead, might the Valkyrie have been able to get down in time to pick up that Expo.
And Surgical Goblin blows past the entirety of Fnatic, just barely catching one hand